Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're going to do the second last chapter of the checklist for a perfect Christmas. Judith Blahnik, Doubleday Dell Publishing Group Incorporated, 1540 Broadway, New York, New York, 10036. Chapter 9 is Christmas parties. Having good friends over before Christmas is a pleasurable remedy for the holiday rush jitters that invariably hit the mid-December. Parties provide a welcome time out for mounting tensions, for lighthearted conversation, and genuine expressions of love and friendship. Christmas parties can be as simple as last-minute casual gatherings where pizza is ordered in and everyone sings carols, as complicated as elegant sit-down dinners by candlelight, and as fun as large informal buffets where Santa might just make an appearance. Some are work parties too, where Christmas preparations are completed. At ornament parties, the host supplies simple materials and ideas for easy-to-make ornaments and a buffet full of good food and drink. All guests hang a freshly made ornament on the tree, but can make as many as they want for their own tree. Some parents host tree trimming parties just for the kids and their friends. Each child invites a friend or two for supper. The menu is very simple: soup, pizza, salad, or chili, or cornbread. Then it's to the tree, which is already strung with lights. The garlands, ornaments, and tinsel are laid out. Smaller children decorate the low branches, taller children the high branches. Hot chocolate should be available during the trimming, and Christmas cookies for dessert. Each guest goes home with a gift bag of cookies. Sharon Kopensky hosts at least 2 parties before Christmas. One is a sit-down meal for 8 or so of her close friends, usually during the 3rd week of December. It's an elegant dinner party that calls for best china and candlelight in a dining room decked with bows of fresh pine, flowers, and garlands. Sharon serves simple but memorable food. Her favorite menu features seafood, stuffed chicken, breasts, and out-of-this-world vegetable tart. After dinner, everyone adjourns to the living room for cheesecake and coffee. Sharon conducts the traditional grab bag gift exchange. Taking turns, each person reaches into a grab bag of gifts, chooses one, and opens it. Sharon's other party traditionally takes place the weekend before Christmas and is a testimony to goodwill, friendship, and the health of non-traditional families. Sharon is a divorcee and has been sharing her life for some time now with her significant other, Al Buss. On the weekend before Christmas, she and Al host a buffet and gift exchange for all of Al's family, his grown children, their significant others, even Al's ex-wife. Sharon says it's a fantastic gathering full of harmony and good spirit. The buffet is easy but ample. There may be one appetizer, for example, a colorful crudite of carrots, broccoli, cherry tomatoes, and a yogurt dill dip, beer, baked ham, and biscuits. Waldorf salad, mashed sweet potatoes, green bean salad, and for dessert, vanilla cream pies from Al's ex-wife. Afterward, the exchange of gifts is noisy, even downright raucous, as everyone opens them all at once. My neighbors Barbara and Charlie McTiernan host their biggest party of the year on Christmas Eve, when they welcome and celebrate friendship with 150 guests. They started this tradition 18 years ago, when Barbara hosted an intimate dinner party for 3 other couples in her babysitting pool. From those 3 couples, the guest list has grown. Now the parents, relatives, and grown-up children of those original couples, new neighbors and their children, and other McTiernan relatives come. The McTiernan's house is a perfect setting for just such a homecoming. The large 4-story Victorian brownstone in Brooklyn, New York, radiates classic charm when it's all done up for Christmas. Yards and yards of garland trim the ornate wooden banisters, and 2 polished mantels in the dining and living rooms. Handmade ornaments collected over the years decorate the tree, which fills the 14-foot front window. All the artwork that ordinarily graces the walls and staircases has been replaced for the month of December with angels and holly-trimmed sconces holding tall candles, wreaths, ribbons, and pine swags. The wooded foyer is bedecked with pine boughs and fresh flowers. By the time the first guest rings the bell in the late afternoon, a long, richly decorated buffet table laden with delicacies stretches the length of the dining room. Barbara admits that it was difficult to give up the fine china and silver of her first party. Today guests eat from paper, albeit very nice plates with paper napkins, but she's happy to say real cutlery. Guests help themselves to an ample buffet of hot appetizers, stuffed mushrooms, quiche, and the kids' favorite sausage and crescent rolls, or pigs in blankets, cool pâtés, tapenade, and creamy cheese spread on crispy baguettes. Later comes bowls of pasta with salmon and capers, and perhaps grilled London broil, tossed vegetable salad and vinaigrette, and finally lots of desserts. Only recently has Barbara begun to allow guests to bring anything. If they insist, she requests Christmas cookies. For the little children who don't like the grown-up food, or who are too much in a hurry to wait to eat, there's a 6-foot hero sandwich all cut and ready for the little hands to help themselves in the family room downstairs. For the kids, too, an entire corner of the living room is set up with wooden toys, some quite old but still indestructible. The removable fantasy farms and village buildings, animals, cars, and trucks, street scenes with tin policemen. There's a basket of ornaments that didn't make it to the tree, and some kids make Christmas over and over in the corner full of toys. Music streams through the entire house, as does non-stop conversation. And there's always a game of football in the street up front. The gathering is usually over by 8 p.m. or so, allowing everyone time for Christmas Eve with their own families. Last year, however, dozens of folks stayed late, carrying the McTierman's party until past 10. Hi, Menace. Awesome. Hope to see you post something on or do a live once you have it finished or whatever you're going to do. Be great to see that tree. Some buffet traditions. Classic eggnog. This creamy, rich, and spirited drink dates back to at least 1775 America, when Christmas cooks would beat eggs with cream, sugar, and rum, whiskey or brandy, and serve it to the revelers. In the old days, a cook whipped this up quickly in a mixing bowl, chilled it, and served. Nowadays, because of the possibility of salmonella poisoning from eating raw eggs, it's best to cook the egg mixture before chilling it. 6 eggs beaten, 2 cups of milk, half a cup plus 2 tablespoons sugar, 2 tablespoons of light rum, 2 tablespoons of brandy, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup of whipping cream, freshly ground nutmeg. In a medium saucepan, combine the eggs, milk, half a cup of sugar, and cook, stirring over medium heat until mixture thickens enough to coat a metal spoon. Remove from heat and cool slightly. Stir in rum, brandy, and vanilla and chill at least 4 hours. To serve, whip the heavy cream with the 2 tablespoons of sugar in a large bowl until stiff peak forms. Transfer chilled eggnog to a punch bowl and fold it in all but half a cup of the whipped cream. Ladle the eggnog into serving glasses and top with reserved whipping cream and pinch of nutmeg. Mix 10 4-ounce servings. Brazilian Coffee Nog. This eggnog variation is delicious, hot or cold, and is excellent choice for holiday brunch. 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of light cream, 2 eggs separated, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 cups brewed strong espresso coffee, 1/4 cup of coffee flavored liqueur, 1 cup of heavier whipping cream, ground cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of grated orange zest. In a medium saucepan, combine the milk, light cream, egg yolks, and sugar and cook, stirring over medium heat until mixture thickens and coats a metal spoon. Remove from heat and stir in the coffee and liqueur, if desired. Chill for at least 4 or up to 24 hours. To serve, beat the egg whites in a bowl until stiff but not dry. Fold whites into chilled eggnog and transfer to a punch bowl. Beat the cream in a large bowl until soft peaks form. Ladle the eggnog into serving glasses. Top each with whipped cream, a dash of cinnamon, and sprinkling of orange zest. To serve warm, simply serve after cooking, eliminating the egg whites. Makes 14 4-ounce servings. Haiku. Yes, so this is our second tray. We're reading Checklist for a Perfect Christmas. chapter 9. We have one more chapter to do after this. Welcome. Make sure you subscribe and subscribe to Suzanne and Bruce Shorts as well. Beer baked bourbon glazed ham. Sharon Kapinski likes to serve this at an informal buffet party. I can understand why. The slow-baked spirit glazing makes the ham meltingly tender and moist. Serve it along with mashed sweet potatoes, green beans, classic Waldorf salad, and biscuits. 15-pound pre-cooked ham with bone. 1 pound, 1 box plus 2 cups dark brown sugar. 8 12-ounce containers of beer. Quarter cup of honey. Quarter cup of Dijon-style mustard. Half a cup of bourbon. Preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the ham in a roasting pan. Sprinkle with 1 pound of sugar, patting firmly until the ham is completely coated on all sides. Pour the beer into the pan and bake covered 3 3/4 hours. 1 hour before done, pour off all but ½ inch of liquid in the pan. In a small saucepan, combine the honey, mustard, 2 cups of sugar, and bourbon. Cook over medium heat until sugar is dissolved. Baste ham every 10 minutes for remaining 1 hour with pan juices and honey bourbon glaze. Cool slightly and slice. Serves 10 to 12. Thank you. Mashed sweet potatoes. These taste great hot or at room temperature and make a perfect accompaniment for beer-baked bourbon glazed ham. 10 large sweet potatoes. 8 tablespoons, 1 stick of butter softened. Half a cup of milk or light cream warmed. 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Salt and freshly ground pepper. In a large pot, boil the potatoes in their jackets until tender, about 45 minutes. You can check by sticking a fork in to see if they're cooked. If the fork goes in and out easy, they're cooked. Drain and cool slightly. Peel the potatoes and turn them to the pot. Mash the potatoes until smooth. I like to mash them with a little bit of milk and vinegar and butter. The vinegar helps whiten them, the milk helps keep them thick, and the butter just adds a nice flavor. So stir in the butter, cream, and maple syrup. Add salt and pepper to taste. Serves 12. Yes, so it's 2:16 p.m. here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Traditional Waldorf salad. This salad has appeared so often at my family holiday buffets that I had to include it. Yes, it was invented by Chef Oscar of the Waldorf Astoria in New York City in 1893. 2 cups of diced celery, 2 cups of diced peeled apples, 1 cup of chopped walnuts, 1 1/4 cups of low-fat mayonnaise. In a large mixing bowl, combine the celery, apples, and walnuts. Add the mayonnaise and toss until well coated. Cover and chill or serve immediately. Serves 12. So that reminds me of my mother's carrot salad recipe. I'll have to share that on a post one day with you guys because the carrot salad recipe is really yummy. Tom Follin's grilled Cornish hens with spicy rice. Grilled game hens are a Christmas Eve sit-down dinner tradition in the Follin household. Tom Follin slow cooks the birds on a covered grill over oak wood smoke heat. You'll need a drip pan, any shallow aluminum or foil pan. If you aren't lucky enough to have Californian-style outdoor grilling weather, roast these hens in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Make the dressing ahead, even a day ahead, and warm it through before serving. Serving with glazed carrots, fresh green salad, hot rolls, and chocolate cake or cream puffs for dessert. For the dressing, 3 fresh chorizo Spanish sausage, 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter or margarine, 1 medium onion chopped, 1 clove garlic minced, half a cup of diced green or red bell pepper, 1 cup chopped seeded peeled tomatoes, 1/4 cup of teaspoon sugar, 1/4 cup of chicken stock, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh cilantro, half a teaspoon of freshly grated orange zest, 1/4 teaspoon chili powder, half a cup of chopped cooked ham, 2 1/4 cups rice, salt and freshly ground black pepper. Heat the olive oil in the heavy skillet over medium heat. Add the sausages and cook until well browned on all sides, about 8 minutes. Drain on paper towels and cut into 1/4-inch thick slices. Set aside. Heat the butter in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the onion and the garlic and cook until tender and golden, about 5 minutes. Add the bell peppers, cook 2 minutes. Add the tomatoes, sugar, stock, cilantro, orange zest, and chili powder, and cook 3 minutes. Stir in the ham and cook 2 minutes. Transfer to a large bowl and add the reserved sausages and the rice. Add salt and pepper to taste. Spoon mixture into a baking dish. Cover tightly and place in a warm oven until ready. For the hens, 6 fresh Cornish game hens, 1/3 a cup of olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic finely minced, 1 teaspoon of freshly chopped rosemary, 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Wash the hens and wipe them dry inside and out. Combine the olive oil, garlic, rosemary, and lemon juice in a small bowl and stir until well blended. Brush this mixture over the hens. Cover loosely and let stand 30 minutes. Reserve remaining marinade. Prepare the coals and preheat the grill. Bank the hot coals to one end of the coal grate and place a drip pan at the other end. Sprinkle pre-soaked oak wood chips over the hot coals. Brush the grid with oil. Place the hens on the grid over the drip pan, breast side up. Cook covered over medium hot heat with the vents half open for 15 minutes. Baste with drippings and continue to cook, basting every 15 minutes until juices run yellow when the hen is pierced with a fork. Serve 6. Breakfast in Cali. Yes, so it must be 10:20 a.m. there, Matt. I think you said you're in San Francisco. Whoop. Sharon Kapinski's shrimp stuffed chicken breast. Sharon Kapinski's elegant Christmas party dinner might begin with a pumpkin soup, followed by these delicious stuffed chicken breasts served with wild rice, steamed broccoli, and an irresistible vegetable tart recipe. For recipe chocolate trifle, save time and at your butcher to skin and bone the poultry. 4 large chicken breasts, halved, skinned, boned. 1/4 cup of unsalted butter or margarine. 1/3 a cup of sliced green onions. 1 pound of mushrooms, cleaned and sliced. 3 tablespoons of flour. Salt and white pepper. Half a teaspoon of dried thyme. 3/4 chicken stock. 3/4 cup chicken stock. Sorry guys. Half a cup milk. 1/3 cup of dry white wine. 1 cup of shredded Gruyere cheese. 6 ounces small shrimp, shelled and deveined. 2 tablespoons minced parsley. 1/3 dry breadcrumbs and half a cup of sliced almonds. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Lightly butter a 9 by 13-inch baking dish. Pound the chicken breast between wax paper with a wooden mallet until 1/4-inch thick. Set aside. Heat the butter in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the onions and mushrooms and cook until tender, about 6 minutes. Sprinkle the mixture with flour, salt, and pepper and stir until well combined. Add the thyme, stock, milk, and wine and cook, stirring over medium heat until sauce is smooth. Stir in half the cheese and continue cooking until thickened. In a small bowl, combine the shrimp, parsley, and breadcrumbs. Stir in a 1/4 cup of the sauce, mixing until well combined. Divide shrimp mixture into 8 equal portions. Place each portion in the center of each chicken breast. Roll the meat around the stuffing and place seam side down in the prepared dish. Pour remaining sauce over the rolled chicken. Bake 20 minutes. Sprinkle with remaining cheese and sliced almonds and bake 5 minutes more until cheese is melted and almonds are brown. Serves 8. Pardon me, guys. Festive vegetable tart. This special occasion dish is a wonderful addition to any buffet or dinner table. It requires a lot of preparation, but much of it can be done ahead of time. Sharon chops the vegetables the day before and stores them in Ziploc bags. When using the phyllo dough, be sure to work quickly and keep any remaining dough covered with a wet towel or phyllo dries out quickly. 1 10-ounce box chopped frozen spinach, thawed, squeezed dry. 2 tablespoons fresh rosemary or 1 tablespoon dried. 1 small onion minced. 2 cloves garlic minced. Half a cup of feta cheese crumbled. 1/4 cup of skim milk. Half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. Half a teaspoon of olive oil. 1/4 cup of dry white wine. 2 medium zucchini sliced 1/8 of an inch thick on the diagonal. 1 medium onion peeled, sliced, and separated into rings. Half a pound of mushrooms sliced. Half a teaspoon of olive oil. Half a pound of frozen phyllo dough thawed. 4 red bell peppers roasted, cut into long strips. 7-ounce jar marinated artichoke hearts, drained and chopped. 1 3-ounce bag sun-dried tomatoes, reconstituted and cut into slivers. 2 tablespoons slivered fresh basil leaves. Half a cup of toasted pine nuts. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. In the container of food processor, combine the spinach, rosemary, onion, garlic, feta, milk, salt, and pepper and process until smooth. Set aside. In a large non-stick skillet, heat the olive oil over medium heat. Add the wine and heat until simmering. Add the zucchini and cook until tender, about 5 minutes. Remove the zucchini and drain on paper towels. Add the onions to the skillet and cook until tender, 5 minutes. Remove and drain on paper towels. Add the mushrooms to the skillet and cook until tender, 5 minutes. Remove and drain on paper towels. Brush a 10-inch pie plate with oil. Line the pan with phyllo dough by laying down 1 sheet at a time, brushing each lightly with oil as you go. For edges of dough that extend beyond the pan, crinkle the edges and brush with oil. Do this until all the dough is used. Spread the spinach puree mixture over bottom of phyllo crust. Arrange the zucchini, onion, mushroom, roasted peppers, artichoke hearts, and sun-dried tomatoes in layers over the spinach mixture. Bake 15 minutes or until phyllo is golden and crisp and vegetables are warmed through. Sprinkle with basil and pine nuts. Cut into slices and serve immediately. Serve 6 to 8. Barbara McTiernan Yule Log. Here's a rolled chocolate-rich cake that makes a grand entrance and performs a fast-disappearing act at the McTiernan's Christmas buffet. Try it for your buffet too. For the Yule Log cake, 6 ounces of chocolate morsels, 1 teaspoon instant coffee, 3 teaspoons of water, 5 eggs separated, 1 1/4 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 quart vanilla ice cream softened, 1 quart raspberry or orange sherbet softened. Heat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Lightly grease a 15.5-inch by 10.5-inch jelly roll pan. Line the bottom with wax paper, grease, and flour the wax paper. In the top of a double broiler, combine the chocolate morsels, coffee, and water. Melt over hot but not boiling water until smooth, cool. In a mixing bowl, beat the egg yolks with 3/4 cup sugar until light and fluffy. Stir in the cool chocolate and vanilla. In another bowl, beat the whites and half cup sugar until stiff but not dry. Fold the whites into the chocolate until blended. Pour the batter into the prepared pan and spread evenly. Bake until the center springs back when pressed with fingertip. 12 to 18 minutes. Cool on rack. Spread wax paper on a countertop and a mold cake onto it. Trim uneven edges of the cake so all the edges are straight. Beginning at the short end of the cake, spread all the ice cream onto about 1/3 of the cake and carefully roll up the end, leaving about 2/3 of the cake empty. Then spread the sherbet on the next third of the cake and continue to roll. With the seam side down, wrap the roll in wax paper and place in the freezer. For the glaze, 6 ounces semi-sweet chocolate, 2 tablespoons butter or margarine, 3 tablespoons milk, 2 tablespoons corn syrup, dark cocoa or confectioner icing sugar. In the top of a double boiler, combine the chocolate, butter, milk, and corn syrup. Melt over hot but not boiling water until smooth. To serve, unwrap the frozen Yule Log and place it on a serving platter. Drizzle the glaze over the top until the log is well covered and the imperfections and breaks in the cake are disguised. Dust with cocoa or confectioner icing sugar if desired, and decorate the platter with fresh holly or other Christmas greens. Cut the roll into 3/4-inch thick slices and serve with fudge sauce if desired. Serves 12 to 14. Ginny Fullen's Christmas Brunch Casserole. Ginny makes this a couple weeks before Christmas, covers it tightly and freezes it. She takes it out to thaw the night before Christmas brunch. The next day it's ready in 20 minutes. Pardon me. 12 eggs scrambled. 5 medium potatoes cooked in their jackets, cubed. Half a pound of bacon cooked, crumbled. Half a cup of chopped green onions. 2.5 cups of grated cheddar cheese. Salt and pepper, 1 cup of salsa, 1 avocado sliced, 1 cup of sour cream. Heat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Layer a 9 by 13-inch pan with 1/3 each of the eggs, potatoes, bacon, onion, and cheese. Repeat layers, beginning with the eggs and ending with the cheese. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Bake 15 minutes or until bubbly and heat it through. Serve with salsa and avocado or sour cream if desired. Serves up to 6. Sweet roll Christmas tree. Baked in the shape of a Christmas tree, these sweet rolls have delighted the Fullen kids for years. Using 2.5-inch biscuit cutters, this recipe makes 2 12-roll trees. Serve this coffee cake for a special brunch or while the presents are being opened on Christmas morning. It's great to keep on hand for neighbors who might drop in too. 1 packet active dry yeast. Half a cup of warm water. 105 degree to 10 degree Fahrenheit. 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. Melt it. Plus 1/4 cup of unsalted butter softened. 1/4 cup of sugar. 3/4 cup of buttermilk. 1 egg lightly beaten. 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 3 to 4 cups all-purpose flour, half a cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of dark raisins, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, confectioner icing sugar, candied cherries. Dissolve the yeast in the water in a large bowl. Let stand for 5 minutes. Add the melted butter, sugar, buttermilk, egg, baking powder, and salt, and stir until well combined. Stir in enough of the flour to make a stiff dough. Knead the dough on a lightly floured surface until smooth, about 10 minutes. Place in a lightly oiled bowl. Cover with a damp cloth and place in a warm, draft-free place until doubled in volume, about 1 hour. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Lightly grease 2 baking sheets. Punch dough down and roll it on a lightly floured surface into a rectangle 18 by 12 inches. Spread with a 1/4 cup softened butter. Sprinkle with brown sugar, raisins, and cinnamon. With a 2.5-inch round cookie cutter, cut out 24 pieces. Arrange 12 pieces on each of the baking sheets to form a Christmas tree. Cover with a damp towel and let rise 30 minutes. Bake 20 minutes or until golden. Allow to cool slightly before icing. Spread the icing evenly over the tops of the rolls. Decorate with candied cherries if desired. Mix 2 Christmas trees. Classic white icing. 2 egg whites. 3.5 cups of confectioner icing sugar, sifted. Juice of 1 lemon. In a large bowl, beat the egg whites until stiff but not dry. Gradually fold in the sugar and lemon juice until it's a good consistency for spreading. If icing is too thick, add more lemon juice. Checklist for the perfect Christmas party. November 7th to 14th. Plan holiday parties, dates, times, guest lists, menu ideas. November 22nd to 30th. Mail or telephone with Christmas party invitations, text, email, etc. You can even send invitations by hand in the mail with a card or by mail with a card. December 1st to 7th. Plan your party menu. If guests are to bring food, ask for an appetizer that can be served at room temperature. or a hot dish that can be brought and served in its own dish. Guests also can bring Christmas cookies for dessert. Plan your party decorations. Make sure you intended tablecloths that fit. For inexpensive last-minute table coverings, consider buying fabric, plaid green or red, and making your own. It's quick and dependable. Also, bright paper cloths from the party goods store look festive under your good lace tablecloth. December 8th to 14th. 2 days before the party, set aside cutlery, serving dishes, serving utensils, plates, napkins, and accessories. Make sure serving utensils are being enough and adequate for people to serve themselves with one hand. Also, make sure that all of your glassware is washed up and clean, and decide if you're going to use glass, crystal, paper, cups, styrofoam. 1 day before the party, arrange the buffet tables and seating. Put out the linens or napkins, glassware, china, paper plates, and silverware. On the day of the party, ready your Christmas party atmosphere. Check your sound, lighting, Christmas tapes. Ask someone in the family to take charge of music or DJ during the party. Put flowers, plant arrangements, and candles in holders. Slow simmer some cider and spices in a small pan in the kitchen. It's a soothing and lifting experience for the spirit. Set up bar and beverages. Ask a family member to take charge of the bar when party gets underway, including ice, water, coffee, tea, hot chocolate. Prepare the buffet table for showing off the food. An exciting and appetizing buffet is one that treats the eyes as well as the mouth. A buffet that offers a variety of colors and textures is appealing. If you don't have chafing dishes on burner racks or cake stands to create heights and levels of your buffet, you can create variations by turning 1 or 2 colorful empty bowls or dishes upside down and using them as pedestals for your serving dishes, or place books right under the tablecloth to create elevation. Fresh fruit, apples, tangerines, clementines, pears, persimmons, oranges, pomegranates piled high in a shallow bowl, surrounded by pine cones and faux berries and fresh greens, makes a lovely centerpiece. It will brighten the table as well as disguise the lifts and pedestals. Music, please. There's a lot of Christmas music available these days, and it's not just old-fashioned carols sung by a choir either. In any way, well-stocked record store, you may find a dozen renditions of silent an array of musical styles: rock, pop, country, jazz, rhythm and blues, symphonic, liturgical. Remember, this is 1996. When refreshing up your Christmas music collection, buy a little of everything. Traditional carols and songs by popular vocalists, as well as jazz improvisionists, rousing symphonic performances, upbeat instrumentals, and mellow renditions of standards by solo instrumental artists. Also buy Christmas folk music from other countries, cultures such as Ireland, Jamaica, South America, Mexico, Germany. For musical atmosphere at your non-dancing party, make 1 or 2 tapes of a variety of Christmas sounds, such as eclectic, a mix as you can make. If your collection is too meager to make an interesting tape, CD, etc., borrow from friends until you have 25 or so selections. Excerpts and cuts would make it onto a good party tape, DVD, USB, such as Sinatra Christmas Album, Nat King Cole Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas, Kenny G, Jazz to the World, We Wish You Merry Christmas, Christmas in the Country, Mary Mancini, Christmas Goes Baroque, A Jazzy Wonderland, Christmas Guitars, The Christmas Album, Noel, A Very Special Christmas, Christmas Greetings from the Vienna Boys, Cabaret Noel, Save the Children Christmas, December, Winter's Coming Home, Glad Tidings, Mannheim Steamroller Christmas. And there we have it. That's chapter 9. We have 1 more chapter to go, so stay tuned for that tomorrow. We do have chapter 8 still processing. We should be live around 9 this evening. as well as last night's cooking steak and fries stream will be available around 9 p.m. this evening as well. Thank y'all. Have a beautiful Saturday. And thanks for joining me. Appreciate you. Bye.